She's going crazy. She is straight out of her mind. She's bad behaving. She twerks harder than a motherfucker. She is straight out of her mind. She's bad behaving. She's going.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So it's your girl Kay, and I'm coming at you guys with a quick video. So basically, I wanted to give you guys an update on what it is that I'm doing, what it is that I am working on, where I've been, and all of that amazing, wonderful stuff. So right now, I am just working on getting all of my finances in order because, like, I am on this goal towards, like, financial freedom, right? Like, basically, I just kind of feel like sometimes people make a lot of money and they get a lot of opportunities to just have their finances all the way in order. So a few things that I am working on is I am working on my credit score. And because I'm working on my credit score, like, I'm figuring out things that work for me. So as I figure out what those things are, I'm basically putting tools together for other people to do the same thing. Like, if I have success, I want people around me to have success. So I just kind of feel like I should share those tools with them. So one thing that I'm doing is just making sure that I keep, like, my and these are just some tips. And you know what? Let me go ahead and pull my notes up, right? Because I definitely have notes for this video. Give me one moment. So I'm going to share with you guys really quick a couple of tips on how to build your credit. Okay, so these are just some common mistakes that people make, like, as they're building their credit. So the first thing that I want to share with you guys is a lot of times people only make the minimum payments, and when you're only making the minimum payment, the problem with that is, depending on how much your interest is, you're not paying the debt off. You're pretty much just paying for the interest. So a lot of times you should not make the minimum payment. You've heard people tell you to double up. I suggest it because then you start to see yourself actually chipping away off at that high balance. So I think that that is a really amazing tip. That's something that I actually do. If I can make an additional payment, especially if it's like on one of my smaller bills, I tend to make that additional payment and I tend to see a difference in my balance. If I'm just paying like the minimum, oh my god, it looks like that it never freaking moves. It never, like, goes lower. The next one is, do not miss late payments. Do not, I repeat, do not miss late payments. If you, do not get any late payments, right? So do not miss a payment. Don't let the payment be late. Don't miss it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you do it, I'm just going to tell you right now, your credit score will be affected, and it takes a lot to recover from that. That's something that I actually had happen to me, and I don't know what was going on. I just kind of feel like I was probably being careless. I don't know, maybe I was going through a hard time. Maybe I was shopping too much, not taking care of my priorities, but I had some late payments on my credit, and basically what I've done is I come up with a method. I came up with a method on how to remove late payments, or how to get those removed from my credit. So y'all gonna have to click that link in the bio though if you guys want to get that. It's click the link in the bio if you want to remove late payments from your credit. Okay, so don't make any late payments. That can really affect you. Like, one late payment can affect your credit score 20 points or more. So you want to avoid that. So just imagine, and if you have 6 late payments, let's imagine you have 5 late payments and each late payment affects your score 20 points. It pulls you down 100 points, and those late payments stay on your credit for 7 freaking years. Like, 7 years. You're 7 years behind people. Okay, the next one is something that I was actually talking to my mom about today, and this one is not knowing the APR, right, and your applicable fees. So let's just say, for example, you don't know the APR, or I'm saying the interest that is being charged on your card. Now, if you know the APR and you know the interest that is being charged on your card, you can make a little leeway. So let's just say if you have another card and the interest rate is lower and you have you know, no balance on that card, and you could do like a transfer, right? And then you have a card with like a 24% interest rate. Well, my advice would be for you to transfer that balance on that 24% interest card to another card, because it has a lower rate. So it has a lower rate. It's going to save you a little bit more money. And then do the double payments, do the triple payments, like double up on your payments within the month. Here's a tip. If you don't have the cash for it, don't use credit. Like, don't use credit. Like, for me, I pay for everything with credit, but I have the cash for it. So as soon as I use my credit, it goes to my credit. What I do is I just go on and I pay for it. So like, for example, with my American Express, I get travel points. So I pay for almost everything that I can with my American Express, because like, I'm pretty much like getting points or whatever. So that's a benefit for me. I can travel, I can, you know, fly out, whatever the situation is. So yeah, definitely do that. So okay, let's see, what's the next one? Do not max out your credit cards. Basically, rule of thumb, they say that your credit card is supposed to be under 30%. Some people say 20%, some people say 10%, but the lower the better. Some people say don't even carry a balance over to the next month on your card. But I am just going to say, like, literally, like, if you have high balances, focus on getting it to the 30% mark first, then try to get it to the 20% mark, then try to get it to the 10% mark. And I think, you know, you'll be okay. Don't max out your cards, though, because that heightens your debt to income ratio. And you don't want to show creditors that you are a risk. When you use credit and your cards are maxed out, that shows that you are potentially a risk, because you haven't paid it back. You might not have the money to pay it back. So be very, very careful with that. So let's see. We talked about pretty much, I don't even know how many we talked about. There are so many other points and tips, and I'm gonna come back and bring you guys more tips later on, but those were just a few. For me right now, my credit score is like doing amazing. Oh, another tip. So this is another tip, and this is something that can help you boost your credit score and lower your debt to income ratio, right? So one, I want to say, like, every 90 days, you should probably contact your creditor if you have a good relationship with your creditor and your card is not maxed out, and you can request a credit limit increase. So with the credit limit increase, I'm going to share a tip with y'all. If you guys are doing it online and you guys are just requesting it by pushing a button online, it is typically a soft pull. You don't want to get a hard pull, because a hard pull will put an inquiry on your credit. If you're unsure, what you should do is you should call the creditor and ask them, if I push this button over here, am I going to get is it going to be a hard pull or a soft pull? And they will pretty much tell you. You want to try to avoid hard pulls on your credit as much as possible, because they also pull your credit down, and those take 2 years to come off of your credit. So if you can avoid those, definitely avoid those too. The next thing I want to talk about, which is something that I actually did today, is you can piggyback off of someone. So let's just say you have someone who has a credit card, it has a high limit, they don't have a balance, you know, they really don't even use that card. What you can do is you can have them add you as an authorized user to the card, and what happens is it reports to your credit, but what it does is it lowers your credit to debt income ratio, because it shows that you have more availability in credit, and that can increase your credit score. So these are some of the things that I am actually doing right now, and I'm finding them to be very, very, very beneficial. Again, I'm working on my credit. I just kind of feel like if you work on your credit and you're doing everything right and you're getting everything situated, you just have better opportunities. Like if you want to go get a car, you're going to get a lower interest rate. If you go get a car and your credit is not so great, they're going to charge you a higher interest rate. You go into a different bracket and you might not have that much success getting the car that you want. Same thing as if you're going to go ahead and get a home loan. I know if you're a renter, renters also, you know, the properties, they also look at your credit score to qualify you. And you just don't want to miss out on things if you can avoid that. So just to share one more thing with y'all before I tap out, because I just wanted to come and make a really quick video for you guys. And my phone is going off, honey. So let's see. I'm gonna kind of share with you guys really quick really quick, anything that is below, let's just say 580, is not so great when it comes to credit. Okay, anything between 580 to, let's just say 640 to 700 is considered fair credit. Anything that is 700 to, like, let's just say 750 is good, and then 750 to 850 will be considered excellent. So if you can get to as close as possible to a 700 credit score, you are set for so many things in your life. You're just going to get better interest rates. You are going to benefit from that. Okay, so I suggest that you take a look at your credit. Now, one more thing that I want to share with you guys is there are 3 types of credit, right? There's bad credit, good credit, and then there's people who do not have credit. So if you're young, you typically don't have a credit history, and you want to make sure that you're making the right decisions when you start to build your credit. You don't want to really like run out and get a lot of department store cards and different things like that, because those are the things that can really hinder you, because 9 times out of 10, you are tempted to go to stores and buy clothes, and then you really don't have the money for them, and you just go splurge, and then it's something that just lingers and you end up losing money. So try not to do that. If you are young and you need to get a credit card, I would suggest that you maybe like get a credit card through your bank. Try to see if they can give you a very low interest rate. You may have to start with a secure card, and I'll talk about what that is later. But you want to start building your credit. If you have children, you also want to start building your children's credit. Like if they are middle school, high school, these are things that are going to benefit them later on in life, okay? So then you have people who have good credit. They like don't really have no missed payments. They are good. They have high credit scores, and they get the best interest rates. They get the best home loans. They get the best everything. And then you have people with bad credit that just make careless mistakes. They have high, you know, high balances on their cards. Like, stay away from that. So y'all, listen. I'm gonna just have a moment of transparency. Right now, I am getting ready to fall within the excellent range of credit. So I still have some work to do. Like I said, today I just literally added like I'm piggybacking off of one of my mom's credit cards, but I do have a really great credit history. Like I said, I did have some issues where I had late payments, and Lord behold, these student loans are killing me. So I'm definitely trying to get my student loans removed from my credit report, and I think that is going to happen. So anyways, I just wanted to come through, chop it up with y'all, give y'all some credit tips. I actually gotta go right now because I have a meeting that I need to tend to. I hope you guys are doing well in this season. I hope you guys are feeling blessed. If you have any tips, y'all drop them tips below, because I need the tips. We all need the tips. Comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be bringing you guys more videos like this, and I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my experience with Navy Federal Credit Union, which I have been a member for over a year, and I am so excited for some of the things that I'm getting ready to do with them. So that's what I'm going to make my next video about. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys can appreciate the tips. So I'm gonna go ahead and log out. Thank you for, you know, tuning into my channel. Thank you for commenting below. Hit that notification bell so that y'all know when I come back with these good tips. Okay, I'm trying to make sure my girls and my guys are on point, and that we are building financial literacy in our communities. Thank y'all for tuning in. I see y'all. Peace out.